All right, welcome back to Wyze Car Mod. So this one I wanted to do not a hands-on video. This one's really just gonna talk about the features and everything I added to the Wyze Car to get this Lego Jeep build done. So let me just start with the bottom. So obviously changed out the wheels. We did that. Oh, and also if you stay to the end, I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna do some giveaways. I've got some extra things I think would be helpful to you guys. I know people tend to have broken rubber bands. I think I discussed this in another video where the bands don't seem to last that long and they end up breaking on the ends. So Justin 3D printed some that are replacement bands that will work with your Wyze Car. And then also I've got some battery holders along with those bands, and I got one in yellow as well. Also some wheel adapters. So I know you guys are probably interested. If you haven't ordered already, I do have some extras that I will just give away after we hit maybe like 1,000 views or something. All right, so back to the build. Obviously, for the big Jeep tires, I put the link in the video to them on a previous one, but all I'm using are those 12mm hex and then these 3D printed adapters that I got off of Etsy. They work perfectly. I have black, white, I think red on one of them. And then the next thing I did was the oil-filled shocks. I only did them on the front because they allow it to shift back and forth. And when I put it on the front and the back, I ended up having issues where it would like sit sideways when I wanted it to just, after a turn, go back to a kind of like an upright position. But having them on the front does help with the steering. It's not necessary by any means, but it was just like a cool feature. Then obviously the Jeep build that I did, you need one of these Lego 3D printed adapters to sit on top. This mounts to the top of that. It's really super simple to put on. So you've got one of these, it slides on, clamps down. It also holds the battery still underneath. So the battery fits underneath as well. And I might add that, you know, you've got some Legos on there, they stick very, very well. So you're not gonna have any issues with them coming off. They stick very tight. It's an excellent work. The next thing we did was, because I needed a secondary power source, most of the cars I've done like a lithium battery. This one I went a little bit different. So the motors and everything are actually powered off of a 9-volt port that is on your Wyze battery pack, that little USB-C. If you have the right adapters to draw 9-volt power, you can do it. So I have a USB-C to USB-C, and then inside is a little power adapter that plugs into the speed mod board. So instead of the LiPo, I'm plugging in this adapter that's telling the portable charger to give it 9 volts of power. So it does it at like 9 volt and like 1.8 amps. But this is all native to what the Wyze battery pack will do if the device that it's plugged into supports 5 volts, 9 volts, and even 12 volts. I did 9 volts because I knew it would work. So then what I had to do to power the camera and the steering for the car is I had to get a secondary battery pack. Originally I was using like 2 of the Wyze battery packs, but I wanted something that would kind of fit in here. And what I ended up finding was a very, very small, kind of like micro portable charger that would plug into the bottom of your phone. I'll throw up I think an image of it because I think it's a little hard to see. But you can see I've got it mounted underneath of the bed of the truck, and it's perfect. And then the port of it is coming out of the back, which is where I have it plugged into. The other cool feature of this is the charging port is on the side, basically like kind of where your gas tank would be almost. So I got one of the micro adapters for a micro plug, but I'm using it with one of the magnetic chargers like I talked about in a prior video. So it's one of these that has like the little magnetic end on it, and it's pretty cool. So I've got it plugged into the wall, and then you just go up and plug it in. kind of like you're plugging in an EV. So I have one of those tips plugged into this battery pack, and I also have one plugged into the Wyze one, which is underneath right here. So then when I'm ready to go, I just grab it, yank it out, and we're good to go. So that's mainly how I got to where we're at with this current build. So some of the other things we did is, obviously you might be able to tell that there's a little bit of wiring happening. Coming out of the back, you see like a little red and black. I haven't hidden it quite well, but I got little LEDs that run off of like a 3 volt power supply. And then where these red lights are, on the other side is a plug. I took a soldering iron and just very gently pushed through, and then shoved an LED through there. So there's a red LED, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I've got 4 LEDs that are being powered from the board inside. And it's not drawing a lot because it's just a little LED, but they come on as soon as I plug in the USB-C that runs the motors. These lights come on, and they're very bright at night. Now for the front, what I did, you'll notice compared to the actual original Lego build, this doesn't have the lights that come with it. I got 2 separate LEDs that are plugged into the board inside. If you look through one of my longer form videos, I go through and I show you where I plugged everything in. But instead of plugging in this LED bar at the bottom, right there, so I unplugged this, and then I plugged in another micro JST adapter to run these 2 LED headlights, which means if I want to turn them on, I can turn them on and off with the app now. Here, I'll show you on the video. Which is very cool. So these are super bright at night. I'll probably do a video at night that shows you just how bright these things are, but it's very cool. What else have we done? So we've got, obviously you can see right here, I need to do a better job hiding it, but this is where I've got the wire coming out and then plugging in, and there's one on the other side that looks just like this. So we've done tires, we've done shocks, we've done LED headlights that you can turn on and off. We've done a battery pack that runs this, and we've got tail lights that plug in as well. And of course, it's pretty quick. So let's go ahead and just do a little bit of driving just so you see how fast it is. I think this will be good. Even in tall grass, it runs fine. See if we can get a video of it riding across the concrete real quick. The range is also pretty good, but obviously this is by far my favorite build. So please like and subscribe, and then also go ahead and put some comments in there. What other Lego builds could we do? Because the Jeep was like fairly awesome. And let's just get another close up. So if you want to see more of this, I can absolutely do more of these Lego builds. I've got multiple of these cars that I haven't modified yet. And again, I'm gonna attach a Google form for you to fill out and go ahead and submit, because I've got these giveaway items right here. They're all off of Justin's Etsy shop. I bought a bunch of them, but I don't think I'm gonna need them all. and if I do, I'll just reorder some more. So we've got the battery holders, we've got the battery cables to replace those rubber straps. I've got a couple sets of wheel adapters. So again, if you enjoy it, let me know, give me some more ideas, and I will see you next time.